Hi, today for you I have my final roller coaster project by Audrey Lewis. So for this project, I designed a trip for me and two of my friends where we would go to 4 roller coaster parks and see some of the best roller coasters in the world. This is a 10-day trip in total, with driving days lasting up to 19 hours. Only 5 of these days are spent at parks, and only 4 of those days are full days at parks. 1 day is a half day, where half of it is spent driving to said park. This trip will consist of me, age 19, my friend Sydney, who's also 19, and our friend Maddie, who is also 19. So on day 1, we'll drive from Blackhawk College to Valley Fair. We'll leave at about noon and get there around 5:30 or 6, where we'll check into our hotel for that night. The next day, though, we'll go to the park, which is in Shakopee, Minnesota. This park has a Peanuts theme, so you can see Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and Sally walking around the park in certain areas. This park has 7 coasters, with its most notable being the Wild Thing, which reaches speeds up to 74 miles per hour, has a height of 207 feet, which is the second tallest height out of all the coasters, and it is the longest coaster out of all of them that I researched in this project. On day 2, we will drive, or after the day at Valley Fair, we will leave the day after that and head to Darien Lake. This is located in Corfu, New York, has 8 coasters, and Darien Lake has the most impressive coaster, the Ride of Steel. This is the tallest and fastest coaster in New York State, coming in at 208 feet and 73 miles per hour. This is tied with 2 other coasters for the tallest height and has the second fastest miles per hour. Stop number 3 will be Six Flags New England. This park is located in Agawam, Massachusetts, and has more coasters than any of the other parks I researched. It has 11 roller coasters, which is significantly more than any of the other parks. The Superman is the tallest, fastest, and tied for the second longest of all the coasters in this trip. So that's a pretty impressive coaster. Final stop will be Lagoon, which is the furthest away in Farmington, Utah. This will take 2 days of driving to get to, one 16-hour day and one 19-hour day. And on the 3rd day towards the trip there, we will spend the whole day at the park. Lagoon offers 10 coasters, so 1 day should be plenty at the park, and its most notable coaster is Cannibal, which sports 4 inversions and a height of 208 feet. 5 inversions is the most of any coaster, so 4 is pretty impressive, and 208 feet is tied for the tallest coaster with 2 other rides. The average speed for all the coasters in this project is 46.76 miles per hour. The slowest speed is 16.2 miles per hour, brought in by the Hoot and Holler and Puff the Little Fire Dragon. The fastest is the Superman, which is 77 miles per hour, the fastest of all the coasters, and again, the most impressive ride in my opinion. The height average is 98 feet. The shortest is the Hoot and Holler and Puff the Little Fire Dragon, coming in at only 10.8 feet. The tallest, though, is the Ride of Steel, Cannibal, and Superman, all coming in at 208 feet. The length average is 2,050 feet. This average is brought way down by the shortest rides, the Hoot and Holler and the Puff the Little Fire Dragon, at only 197.5 feet. The longest is the Wild Thing, coming in at a whopping 5,460 feet. The inversions varied from 5 inversions to 0 inversions. There were multiple rides with 5, but also multiple with 0. The average since that is only 1.29 inversions. Here's the most impressive ride, the Superman, which is the tallest, fastest, and tied for second longest. This was the most impressive roller coaster out of all the parks, in my opinion. I won't play the video for you right now, but if you go back and watch it, if you click and drag on the video, it can turn you around and you can see a 360-degree view of the park as you ride the ride. Here's a video of the longest track, the Wild Thing, which will be a nearly 3-minute ride. This is a cool video to watch, and just when you think the ride's about to end, it keeps going. Now to the budget. The budget came in at $1,805.33 per person. This was found by finding hotel costs, gas costs, tickets and parking costs, tolls, and food costs. Food was budgeted by mostly means of estimation. On travel days, I assumed that we would be eating 2 to 3 fast food meals a day, coming in at an average of $8 a day. I then left the rest of the budget there for gas station snacks and a third meal if we decided to eat one. On park days, I assumed that we would need $40 to cover a full day of eating. Park food is expensive, so if we ate 2 meals a day, that should cover meals and a couple of snacks throughout the day. Hotels, I actually looked up based on the park recommendations. I went to the hotel websites and found the prices for 1 or 2 nights for 3 people in one hotel room. I then divided this price for each hotel among 3 people and put that into each of our individual budgets. Gas was found by plugging the trip into MapQuest and taking estimates from that. If you put your distance and where you're going into MapQuest, it estimates how much gas you'll be using and how much that will cost for the whole trip. For tickets and parking, I went to the park websites and found how much tickets would be and how much parking would be. Not all parks listed how much tickets and parking would be since we are in the off season. So I did have to estimate for a couple of them, but that was easy, knowing how much the other parks charged. And then for tolls, I completely estimated. I said that the longer the driving day we were doing, the more tolls we would have to pay. I then divided this price for each day and distributed it among 3 people. And that was how I found the budget for each person. So that concludes my project. Thanks for watching.